Hi, this is Heidi from Garden Crossings, and I'm out in the garden center today, and we have our aquapots for the landscape getting planted up. The girls have done a really beautiful job, and so I thought, you know what, I better save one for myself so I can show you just some of what's going in these aquapots. So what is an aquapot? An aquapot is a self-watering planter. So basically we'll fill this planter up. There's a water reservoir that's about half of the pot. If we put too much water in, there's a hole in the side, the excess water will drip out. But this is really a nice concept because you only have to water about every week or so. We want to always, kind of check them, because if you use like a really thirsty plant, it might take the water in more than what other plants will. So you always want to kind of do the finger check to make for sure your soil is staying properly moist. But really, I go about a week between watering, and that's really nice because that means I don't have to be out there with a hose every night. So this pot here is going to be for a part shade location. It's going to go under my front porch. So a lot of the plants I've chosen are for more of a part shade type situation. I've put a few that need more sun because I just want to see how they do, but I don't necessarily expect great things out of them. But if they do well, that'll be a happy surprise. So it's kind of an eclectic group of plants, especially for me. I'm very pink purple. So we've got a few extra different things in here. So the first thing I'm going to plant, this is a begonia. This is the Pegasus Griffoon, or Griffoon Pegasus, two different names, same plant. And this thing is going to get huge. It'll probably get about 24 inches tall once it's, at end of summer. So it'll be way up into here. So I'm going to go ahead and plant this in the back. The next two plants that are going on either side of that, these are sun patience. I'm using the compact pink candy. And they've got kind of a nice dark foliage, and then they're going to have a beautiful bicolor pink bloom. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to plant those towards the back. And if you need to, you can kind of pinch the pot to help work it out, especially when you have an excellent root system like that. I don't keep my tags in my containers, so I pull the tags out. So those compact sun patience, those will probably get 12 inches taller, so I'm guessing. The next plant I'm using, and I haven't really used this one before, it's called Firecracker. It's an upright fuchsia. It's got really beautiful kind of bi or tricolor foliage, and then it gets these beautiful kind of orangey pink flowers on it. So this is something different, and I thought, you know what, let's try it in this combination. It's going to be upright with just kind of these little dangling flowers. So I'm going to put two of them, and they're pretty much going to go right in the center of the pot. So they're going to be a little bit shorter than that begonia. And I think that foliage too will complement the foliage of the begonia really nice as well. So that's going to be in the middle. Now on either side of that fuchsia, I'm using the funky pink begonia. So this is kind of a begonia. It's going to kind of have an upright, kind of a dangly over type habit. It's not going to trail, but it's going to kind of do that up and over look. So those are going on the outer edges. I'm going to tuck that there next to the fuchsia Firecracker. And here's the other one. Actually, there you can see the blooms, and you can see how they kind of dangle. So that's kind of the habit of this plant. It's just kind of a dangly flower. You can see how that kind of just drapes over the edge of the pot like that. Next, I'm going to, these are Super Bells. This is the Double Amber, and this is definitely not in my color palette normally. So I am using this in a couple different planters this year because I really like the flower form, how it's that beautiful double flower, kind of a nice peachy orange color. And again, I'm not sure how these are going to do in that location because this is a part sun location, but I thought that this would just really set off nicely with some of the pinks that I'm using in this planter. And this is going to be a trailing plant, so this will trail over the edge of the pot. So we'll put those kind of right in front of the begonias there. Like so. And then up in front here I have this is the purple wandering Jew plant, and this is for shade to part shade, and this is going to trail over the front of the pot. So these sometimes can get really large. So you may find that halfway through the summer you might want to trim a little bit off of it, and that's perfectly fine to do because I think last year when I used this it took over my whole planter, which it was fine, but it was a little much for what I was hoping for. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in around the gaps in this container, and it's April 1 today, and this is going to go out probably about mid-May, so that we have about a month and a half to let it kind of fill out and get nice and full before I'm going to put it out in my Zone 5 Michigan garden. This is Heidi from Garden Crossings.